I want to teach you an easy and simple to use sensory motor psychotherapy exercise to help you when you're feeling really anxious, really stressed, or when your mind is kind of like spinning in circles. So, the term that I want to teach you is called drop the content. And it might seem really simplistic, but as many of us probably know, that there are some simplistic concepts or terms that we learn and that we practice and that we develop a new neural network or a new neural pathway in our brain. And the more we practice it and the more we get used to it in our mind, the easier it is for us to reach at a time when we're stressed. So the concept of drop the content from sensory motor psychotherapy, right? As many of you might know, my name is Esther Goldstein. I'm a sensory motor and a somatic practitioner. So one of the things that she talks about, and a lot of the somatic teachers talk about, is that when we feel really overwhelmed or we notice that we're going into a tizzy, what happens is that our mind starts spinning. And sometimes it's that our mind starts spinning or our bodies start feeling flooded, like we might have like emotions or sensations of fear, panic, dread, worry, maybe like just this obsessive loop or this intrusive thought, or or this feeling of powerlessness or aloneness or whatever it might be, or this burden. And our minds are trying really, really hard to help us. And so we almost get like caught in this web of the content, whatever the content is, right? Like, I'm really mad, or this is always going to be this way, or my life is bleeped, or I can't believe this is who I am, or whatever the negative thought or feeling is. And it could be like something that you're conscious of. Like, it could be a thought of like, I really don't like myself. It could be a thought of I ruined my life. It could be a thought of I'm a terrible parent. It could be more of a feeling, which is like a somatic feeling, which could mean, like many of you probably know this, like not always is it a thought that we're thinking. Sometimes it's a body flashback or a body memory that we have. So even if you're totally fine in your mind and you might be navigating your life, you might be hit with a sensation of like panic, and you feel like you're going to have like an anxiety attack or just like a panic spiral. You might have this like incredible like flashback or body sensation of just feeling really alone or really isolated. You might have like a shame attack where suddenly you have like this feeling inside where you have like just shame coming from within you, right? Or disgust or whatever it is. So those are like body flashbacks or emotional flashbacks, or just like a flash of emotion in the body that is coming up without even a thought. Whatever it is that it is for you, I just want to say that there's an exercise that I invite you to try. And the dropping the content is literally like whatever the content is. It's like, can you just drop the content and see if you can be with your body? Can you drop what it is? Now, I know it sounds easier said than done, but many times we're kind of in a spiral of like, I need to tell you more, and I need to tell you more, and I need to tell you more. Or like, oh my goodness, I don't know what's going on with my body. Or like, I'm starting to feel really scared, or I'm starting to feel like everything's closing in, or I'm really, really feeling overwhelmed, or like, or the opposite extreme of intensity, right? When we're feeling just huge emotions and we're out of our window of tolerance, right? It's not always like this activation. Sometimes it's just like numbing and shut down. So you might just be feeling very like blah, right? Or just like, and there's content there, right? Like a feeling of depression, or a feeling of just not wanting to be on this world anymore, or a feeling of hopelessness. If that might be less busy energy and less energetic, but it's still filled with energy, right? It could just be like cluttered or like heavy, dark energy. So dropping the content is, can you just notice the outline of your body? Can you notice yourself? And can you see yourself? And can you almost imagine like ejecting? Can you almost see yourself like ejecting or like dropping the content, right? And the reason why I would say that is like, it's almost like, can you stay with whatever is happening and allow it to move through and out of you? Right? Like if I'm spinning on like a thought process, then the best thing that I could probably do, of course, sometimes I need validation, and of course I want to make sense of it. But sometimes when we're having a really intense somatic experience, and I'm feeling very intense emotions, dropping the content and just seeing like, can I just stay with my breath? And can I just stay with what's going on and just notice what happens when I am able to just be? Or where I just am, or what I just am, or just kind of like the simplistic ability of just like letting it go. And you'll come back to it, right? Like many times people say like, but I can't. And it's like, I promise you, like, it's almost like taking out a CD player. Like a CD from the CD player. Like we're gonna pause the audio for a minute. Can I just take it out, put the CD on the side, and I just want to check in on you. on checking on how you're doing. And then we're going to go back to putting the CD back and we're going to play the music, right? Right? Like it's almost like, let's just notice what happens when we like notice the body sensation without any of the feelings or emotions or judgments, right? It's like, can we just like drop the content, see if we could drop the thoughts, drop the feelings, or drop the like the intense attachment to the feelings or the sensations, and just be. So that's one of the somatic exercises that I have found really helpful with clients to help them kind of like lessen or like create a speed bump when there's like this big flooding of emotional flashbacks or body flashbacks or thoughts, intrusive thoughts, or negative beliefs that are spiraling. Stay tuned because I'm going to be talking about some other somatic exercises, and my hope is that as you listen to some of these ideas, you might choose one or two that actually resonate with you, and like use them as skills for yourself, for your kids, or for loved ones, because the more we integrate somatic and mind body awareness, the more evolved and the more emotionally regulated we can be as we engage in becoming more evolved people, and as we learn to deepen our growth. And if you're healing from anxiety, trauma, neglect, or just any kind of emotional healing, then somatic skills can really help you maximize your healing. I hope you have a great day and stay tuned for more.